Oh, hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? I was just talking and just realized I didn't have the mic on. Welcome, welcome. I can see people joining. I'll give it a couple more minutes before I get started with today's class on wholesaling secrets, how to really make money wholesaling in houses. I know people have heard lots of information, but I'm going to give you a tip that's working very well for me, and I'm going to share you some really great information that you can use and kind of start today and start making money hopefully in the next week or so if you start it tonight. So let's give it a couple more minutes. Give people a chance to kind of log in. I see the number just keeps going up. I usually give it just a couple of minutes before I get started. I see the number is going up and up, so give people time to log in. Give people time to log in. Oh, hello, hello. I have all the messages, so you can send a chat. So I'll kind of give you the rules really quickly. First of all, welcome. I'm Noelle Randall with the Women Who Win training, but also it is of the Women in Wealth Network. So we are an all-women's group of real estate investors, and I want to welcome everyone to the call today. We're going to be talking about wholesaling secrets. I'm going to give you some great tips and go through what's really been working for me in the market and some things that you guys can do to start. If you have any questions or any you want to raise your hand, you can go ahead and you can raise your hand. There's a little button that allows you to do that. Or if you send a chat, it will come to me directly. I put all of the chat on private as to not interrupt the flow of what I'm going to be teaching today, because it's going to be pretty intense and it's great information. And I hope you guys get a lot out of it. Giving it a couple of more minutes. We'll get started at probably one more minute. I'll give another minute just to let people log on. I see the number keeps going up, so I'm just kind of letting people log in before we get started. All right, all right. Yes, more people are joining. Awesome. This is so exciting. Okay. So who is ready? You guys can send me a quick chat and say, yes, I'm ready. If you're ready to talk about how to really make money wholesaling properties. Okay. So let's talk quickly about how to really make money wholesaling properties. So there's lots of different ways that you can market. And obviously, real estate investing is all about marketing, converting, and then your exit strategy, which I call solutions. So quickly tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Noelle Randall. I am a mom of 5. I actually have twins that are just 1 year old. I've been doing this for about 14 years. And I've been helping women in this organization for quite some time now, but the organization is probably about 6 months to a year old, depending on where you are in the country. I am based here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I also have property here. I have property in the Atlanta, Georgia area, Orlando, Florida area, Houston. So those are kind of the areas that I know really well, but welcome for people all over the country. I've been doing this for about 14 years. Currently, I have about 40 properties in my portfolio, and I've made over $2 million in 1 year, kind of perfecting what I do. And now I'm teaching it to others, and I'm happy to teach you on this call. So let's quickly talk about wholesaling, what it is, and how you can make money from it, for those who don't know. So I apologize if this is a little basic for people, but wholesaling property for real estate investors is where you find a property at a below market price, and you flip the contract to another real estate investor who's going to either fix the property up or put a tenant in it or resell it themselves. And you do that as a real estate investor for a fee. Typically, wholesalers charge anywhere from about $2,500, and I've seen it all the way up to $40,000, $50,000, depending on how much equity is in the property and what the after repair value is, which is what we in real estate investors, we really care about. If I fix this property up, what would it be worth? What is the after repair value? What is the ARV? So as a wholesaler, you are finding below market properties, then marketing those properties basically to real estate investors that have the capital, the resources, and the knowledge to actually fix the property up and market the property. So this is an awesome technique if you want to get into real estate investing and you don't have any money, or you don't have much money and you have bad credit, because to wholesale properties, you do not need any of your own money or credit. Now, as a real estate investor, we get most of our leads from marketing. So we will market to people with property problems. So are you behind on your mortgage? Are you in foreclosure? Are you pre-foreclosure? Are you in divorce, bankruptcy? Do you have a code violation? Did you inherit the property and you don't want it? Do you live in the property and it's falling apart and you don't have the money to get it fixed? Lots and lots of reasons why people would sell you a property at a below market price. And that's typically because it has some sort of problem. So as a real estate investor, you are a problem solver, and it's an awesome thing to be. Now, I gave you a long list, and what I can offer to you is a long list I have a blueprint that I'll tell you how to get that in a second. That'll tell you all of the different ways that you can market, all of the things that you can do to get the people under contract, and all of the ways that you can make money. So we're just talking again today about wholesaling. So hopefully you guys understood that. And if we want to talk later a little bit more, we can do that. And you can also type questions in the chat box if you have that for me. So wholesaling, I listed pre-foreclosures, bankruptcy, divorce. I gave you all of these ways. And I'm going to tell you the secret right now. Probate. All right. Everyone's shaking their head. Probate. Probate is the big secret that I'm going to talk to you about today with wholesaling, because those properties that people have inherited usually have lots of equity in them. The sellers are motivated because they usually didn't live in the property, and sometimes they're actually even in a different state. And third, they didn't live there, don't really have an emotional tie to it. So it's a little bit easier, and we can talk through that a little bit later if you want to get them under contract and get them to sell the property to you pretty quickly. But I'm going to tell you the number one awesome thing about finding properties that are under probate. Those properties are usually in very nice neighborhoods, and they're not like your typical, and forgive me, they're not in your typical lower end areas. They're usually in very nice areas, and there's usually a lot of spread, meaning that means that's money for you. You can charge a higher premium when you're flipping those properties, flipping the contract to a real estate investor. So let's talk about probate. How you get the leads. I'm going to go over 3 things today. 1, probate leads. Obviously, I've given you the big secret. It's probate. So let's talk about how you get probate leads and what you do with them. And then I'm going to have a special surprise for you at the end. Okay. So let's quickly talk. Sorry, I'm just reviewing kind of my notes here that I had, so I don't just get all off topic, talking, because I get super excited about this, because this is an awesome way to make money. And there's usually a lot of money in this. So a lot of people are out there putting out signs and doing all these other things to get deals. And this is the secret with all of the money. You can do just one of these deals per month and get $25,000, $30,000. And so at that point, you can really just do one deal a month. How much free time would you have? Trust me, like I said, I have 5 kids. I don't know how many kids you have or if you have kids at all, but who would love to just do one thing, 1 hour per day and get 25 to 30 grand? Come on, tell me in your chat box. Who's chatting with me? Okay, yes. Exactly. This is awesome. This is an awesome way to make a lot of money, not working really hard. And it's really what I call a blue ocean. This is not an area that a lot of people are in. Most people, to be really honest with you, most real estate investors are playing in the pre-foreclosure lane. Okay, so that is the lane where people are behind on their mortgage payments. I know you guys have seen signs and advertisement. Hey, are you behind on your payments? Hey, are you behind on your mortgage payments? We take over payments, all of those type of advertisement. Those are flooded out in the market. There's very few of us real estate investors that are actually targeting probate leads and working those leads and getting paid big dollars. So while these people are chasing, they're all crowded in this crowded market, you can create your own market, work a little bit and make a lot more. Who's into that? I'm into that. Are you into that? Are you working a lot less and getting more money? Yeah. Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's quickly talk about what you have to do. There are not that many steps to this, okay? This is like why I'm so excited about this, why I'm so happy to share this information with you guys. You basically, as I explained, probate leads are people that inherited a property that they didn't probably live in. You know, sometimes they did, but I'm 95% of the time, the executor of the estate did not live in the house. It was usually mom or dad's house or grandma or granddad's house, something to that effect. Usually an older home with lots of equity, usually very outdated on the inside. You think, think green carpets and panel on the walls. An investor who wants to flip that house, it's their dream. So all you have to do, and you're doing a great service, is get those people under contract with the probate lead and then flip that contractor to a real estate investor that has the resources and the funds to flip, actually rehab the house and then get it on the market. So you're doing a great service. And experienced real estate investors such as myself, we use wholesalers quite a bit. When you just get to the point where you don't do a lot of your own marketing, you will buy a house from a wholesaler. It's a lot easier. It saves you time. You just focus on the rehab and then getting it sold. So I promise you, this is an open lane. There's tons of opportunity here. Okay. Tons of opportunity. So step one, where do you get these leads? Simple. The courthouse. It's public information. Typically, the courthouse releases the probate court cases each week. Okay, so I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can do Dallas County, Tarrant County, Denton County, whatever county is what you would want to do is go to the county courthouse and then pull those records down. Okay, so that's super simple. If you're in Florida, if you're on the call from Florida, Osceola County, I forget where what county that is. I should know this, but again, the county is what you want to do is go to the county courthouse. It's usually online, it's 2018 going in 2019. This is not a lot of work. This is just you on your computer, going online, pulling those records down and getting all the probate leads. And you just, a lot of websites already give it to you in an Excel spreadsheet. You may have to take the data and export it to an Excel spreadsheet. But again, super easy. Do you know how to use Excel and put it on a worksheet so that you have all of your leads? And again, public records, it'll have the name, it'll have the property address if there's a property. So let me go back. All probate court cases will not have a property. Everyone that dies didn't have a property. So super easy to just sort those out. And it'll tell you, property, yes or no. You just sort the ones that don't have a property out, simple, easy. So you'll probably each week, and again, you're doing this each week, about an hour a day, max, not too much. Go to the courthouse. You also want to kind of call the courthouse too. So I recommend this. If you have not done this before, take the time during the day and just quickly call the courthouse. The clerk is super nice. You can build a rapport with this person. As women, we all, we're, hey girl, how you doing? And she'll tell you exactly what to do. You can tell her what you do. You can say, I'm a real estate investor and I'm looking for probate. Just it. I'm looking for the probate cases. That's it. And I'm telling you, they'll be happy to help you. Okay. So second step, that's just something I recommend because yes, you can do this on your own, but it's a lot easier if you just call and ask the directions for your specific county, how it works and when the cases are posted, because you do want to know that. And sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday, sometimes it's one time per month. I've seen that, but usually it's once per week. Okay, so you find out when the weekly probates are released. Find out if you have access online. Usually, again, you can search it online yourself, but I'm telling you to call just to make sure you get the right protocol because they'll make it a lot simpler for you. I'm telling you basically a general way, but you want to go ahead and call, make that phone call and find out exactly what the process is. And usually the county clerks are super helpful and will tell you exactly what to do to get those probate leads. Okay. Then you'll need the deceased last name. You want to make sure on your spreadsheet you're exploring this information. The deceased last name and the property address of the deceased. Okay, because that's the property address usually. Okay. Then you need the executor's name. So in Texas, it's an executor. In some other states, I forget. Sometimes it's called the administrators, and then in some other states, it's actually called a personal representative or something to that effect. It's all pretty much the same thing. It's the person that is over the estate of the probate. So, for example, I'll give you a quick example. If mom or dad dies, I have my parents, they're still alive. That was weird for me to say mom or dad dies, but okay, they died and I'm the executor. I'm their daughter. Okay, so I'd be the executor over the estate. So you would be calling me, So remember, this sometimes, here's the great thing. You're not calling people that they just like died yesterday. So you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm calling someone that just lost a family member. Don't worry about that. I promise you. Yes, you still want to be compassionate and respectful, but the person usually died probably at least a month ago, at least. But if you're seeing the probate case, it's usually 2 and 3 months after. So they usually have grieved. That's usually not an issue. Just being honest with you. I don't want to make any promises that that's not the case, but that has not been my experience. They're usually have been deceased at least a month, at least. I mean, like, at least. It's usually 2 to 3, sometimes even 6 months after they've been deceased, which is great for you. This is why this is an awesome opportunity, because they have had that property and they haven't really done anything with it. You know what I mean? So that's why this is so awesome. That's why this is the way. This is why this is the way, I'm telling you. So, and you'll get the executors, you get their information, and they'll have their name, their address, and their phone number. So awesome. Sometimes it doesn't have their phone number, but usually it does, because they had to go to probate and actually file the case. So it usually does have their phone number, and it's all public record. Yay. Okay. So, and then you're going to look, there'll be another line. There'll be an attorney's name and address and phone number. Okay. So you want the executor's information, and you want the attorney's information, and you want to make sure, if you're making a spreadsheet like I'm suggesting, and I have a template for, you want to have that information on your spreadsheet with the date, obviously, that it went to probate and blah blah blah. So you're keeping track of your leads. Okay. So next thing you're going to do, you're going to do 3 things with each of the leads. You're going to call them, and you're going to send 2 letters. You're going to send a letter to the executor, and you're going to send a letter to the attorney. Super easy. This is why I'm saying you put it on an Excel spreadsheet, because then I can actually teach you how to mail merge where it fills in their name, and I have a letter available, and I'll read the letter to you and what it says. Okay, so it's super simple on the letter that I have, and we can kind of talk later if you want to create your own. And this is super simple. So it just starts off, dear blank, to the executor. First and most importantly, may I offer my condolences on the passing of your loved one. I am sincerely sorry for your loss. That's how I start every single letter. It's typed up. Hopefully you got that. The reason I am contacting you is I understand the house located on 123 Main Street, whatever, you'll fill that in, may be available for purchase. I am looking for a house in this area and would be very interested in making an offer if it is going to be sold. Of course, I'm sure at this time the property may not be a priority for your family, but in the future, if the heirs decide to sell, please call me and give me a chance to make an offer. I will purchase the property in as-is condition, and you're going to put that in bold, and pay all cash with no contingencies for financing. I can close the sale in 14 days or less. Okay. So here's the word. Now I can actually give you a copy of the letter. I'll talk to you how you can get a copy of the letter that I send to everyone. But those are the key things that you want to say. You want to make sure that you first start off offering your condolences, being very compassionate. And again, you'll type this letter up and it's just stow and go. You just keep rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And if you're doing what I'm telling you and you're putting the information in an Excel spreadsheet, you do a mail merge and it'll fill in the information, and then you'll just print your letters out and bam, you just do that 1 time per week. Can you see how awesome this is? So you're really just putting some stamps and sending some letters and making a few phone calls. That is it. And you will get phone calls and they will be worth a lot of money. And I'm not talking usually with wholesale deals, regular wholesale deals, you're making about $2,500 to $5,000. Honestly, it's being really honest with you. Like, for example, with signs. But with probate, there's usually a lot more spread. They usually owe just a lot less on it because most people die old. I don't know where this thing that, mostly young people die. mostly old people die. I'm just being really honest with you. It's mostly older people. So these are people that, 80, 90 years old. They lived in the house at least, in most cases, I'm promising you, at least 20 years. So they paid on that mortgage, and they usually don't owe very much. And in some cases, and I mean, more than you would think, it's on free and clear. So you're just offering money to someone who, mom and dad died. Here's some more money. Oh, okay. Thanks. Money is good. They want money. And that's why you want to be really clear and say, as is condition, quick close, less than 14 days, and I can pay all cash. Those are the three things you want to make sure that you're saying in that second paragraph, because it's super important, because they are going to want to see that. And that's going to be the trigger that makes them call you back. Okay. And make sure, we've talked about people that work really close to me. They know, don't put your real cell phone number on it. You'll have, an established number. You'll have a voicemail set up, make sure you kind of have your business so it's very professional, and the name of your company, blah, blah, blah. But you still want to use just your name. You know what I mean? You don't want to seem like it's very corporate, because you're coming at them and saying, I want to buy your house. I am very interested in this neighborhood, or, or we, you can say we, but I think I in my letters, I say I, even though I have other employees and we're a group, I do say I in the letters, because it seems really personal. Like, I want to buy your house. And so it just reads different. So it's a psychology to that you probably don't want to tinker with, because this works really well with me. And I'm reading you directly from a letter that I send. So again, you're on your own if you want to do it differently, but I'm kind of telling you, this is how I do it, and this is where I find success. So then, kind of the second paragraph just goes through that, and there's some verbiage I put in here that, this will save the estate time and money. It'll save you fees. I hope you understand you do not have to wait until the probate is completed to sell the property. So it's another key word. Please understand, you do not have to wait until probate is complete to sell the property, because you're giving them that information, and that's a true statement that they don't have to wait. Okay. Then, again, I actually say it again. I say cash again. Like, this will save you the red tape of the court and cash. Get your cash quick, faster, or something like that, with little trouble at all. If the property is going to be sold, there is no reason to go through the entire court system, run up extra attorney fees, and pay a ridiculous 6% commission to a realtor. I do say that. Losing a loved one could be very difficult and stressful time. I can only imagine how much you are trying to sell a house for in this traditional way, basically letting them know that going the traditional route of listing the property is going to be a hassle. So I'm basically kind of seeding in the letter that you want to save the hassle, you want to save the time, you want to save the money. I make sure I say that in the letter, because that's what kind of gets them to call. You want to make sure that you're telling them the benefit of going with you. You're saving time, you're saving money, you're saving real estate commissions. I just kind of put that in there, and it's seeding them like, yeah, I probably do want to just sell it for cash, sell it quickly, and be done with this whole thing. I promise you, most people that have a situation where someone has died and they are the executor of the estate, this is a one-time deal. This is not something they are used to doing, and they'd be happy to just get it over as quickly as possible. So that's the real win, okay? That's the real win. And that's why there's so much profit in this, because these are people that are not typically used to being an executor over an estate. It's not something they're well versed in. It's not something they do all the time. And usually they just don't want to be bothered with this. They have a job, they have their own family. They have their own kids and family and wives. This is just almost like an unasked for burden. This is unrequested burden. And I end, of course, with my signature. I can tell you how to just copy and paste, where you take a graphic of your picture so it looks like you signed every letter, even though you didn't. Or if you have time, you can literally sign every letter in blue pen, or you can make a graphic in blue and just stick your signature in there, and it looks like you signed them, and you just print them out. So, and then, of course, your phone number. And again, the last line is, in any event, I wish you the best for your family in the time of their loss. Okay, so again, very compassionate. You want to make sure you're coming off as a compassionate person. Okay, so then the next letter that you're going to send is to the attorney. It's pretty much the same thing. You don't have to, none of the compassion stuff is really necessary or in this letter. The letter just kind of read, I'd like to buy the house. You put the subject, the subject property address really big, and you actually can even highlight it so that it stands out to the attorney. Remember, probate attorneys have lots of cases. They do not care about real estate investors. They will, though, start to feed you deals. And we can talk about how you really start to monetize this, because they will send you deals. Okay. And you put the deceased last name so that they can find the case. And that's pretty much it. So here's just kind of the key, and we'll go through this really quickly, and then I'll tell you about a quick thing that I can offer to you. So 15 to 30 leads a week are what you're probably going to get with this. I recommend that you start off with just one county. And then you can expand to 3 and 4 to 5 counties. But really, when you first start off, one county is enough. It'll get you going. You just mail the letters and your phone will start to ring, and there'll be really good deals. You'll probably get about 20 leads you send. So that's 20 letters to the executor, 20 letters to the attorney. That's 40 letters. So we're talking about $20, $20 to get 25 grand. Because stamps are what, 50 cents? And you sent 40 letters a week. So I'm talking about $20 a week spending. This is your ads. This is what you're spending. And these deals are a lot of room in them. I also can tell you what to put on the envelope. You want to just put the envelope super simple. And if you have one of the printers that you can just stick the letters in, or go to FedEx Kinko's, they can do the letters super easy, or put the little strip with the address on it, super easy. I have a spreadsheet that I can possibly give you. But what I want to offer to you is the script, because this is super simple. Because I said you're also going to call the people, because you want to call and you want to send a letter. And I would even go so far, if you have their phone number, to text them, so that you called, you sent a letter, and you text. These people cannot forget about you. If you do all 3 of those things for each one of your leads, you will start to see results a lot faster. And those people, you contacted them. And like I said, a lot of people are not contacting them, and they only know one way to probably get the property sold. And they're thinking about all of the repairs that the house may need, and that is outdated, and mom and dad's crap is in it, and all this stuff. And you are offering a solution to that. So, all right. There's a great script that I have, and it's about this big, that I call people with. And so what I want to offer to you, if you're on this webinar today, and if you feel like you got something out of it and you want to schedule a call with me, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to the Wealthy Woman Blueprint, and I'll give you a copy of the script for free, just for scheduling a call with me. If you would like to get more information or if you have any questions about anything that I said, or anything that you need to do, or anything like that, I'm absolutely willing to help. And I would love to help as many women as I can make a lot of money investing in real estate, because there is so much money and we need to really get involved in this. So again, Wealthy Woman Blueprint, you can get a free call with me, directly with me, one-on-one, not a sales pitch or anything like that. I can tell you what you need to do, what you don't need to do. You can ask me questions. And just for scheduling a call, I will give you a free copy of my phone script that you can use. And then you're on your way. Okay? So I want to thank you for being on this quick webinar that I was doing this evening. I got a couple of questions in the chat that I answered already. I'm going to go ahead and type one more right here to Sarah. So that will be yes. Let me send a letter. So she's asked, okay, so here's a quick question. She asked, do you always send a letter to the attorney? Yes, always send a letter to the attorney, because a lot of times if the person doesn't call you, the attorney will call you, and they will tell the person to call you. So you don't know how many times the attorney has been the bridge between me and the seller, who was just overwhelmed. Not that they maybe were ignoring me, because they were super nice when I talked to them, but just had a lot going on. And the attorneys want to help and be done. And then 2, once you build that relationship with the attorney, they will send you even more probate deals. So this is awesome. Again, Wealthy Woman Blueprint, schedule your phone call. I'm going to redirect you there now. And I want to just thank you for being on this webinar, ladies. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and I'll do another call next week, and I will see you there, and we'll just keep going. And any questions, or if you have any specific topics that you want, don't hesitate to email me at support@dfwwomenandwealth.com. And then again, you can just call me because I'm going to give you the opportunity to schedule a call with me. All right. Talk to you later.